Tonight's news, Philippine inflation rate climbs to 6.5% amid global oil price hikes. Philippine Congress debates charter change amid public opposition. Metro Manila gears up for major infrastructure projects under Build Better More initiative. Philippine peso weakens to 56.50 against the US dollar. Vice President Sara Duterte defends confidential fund allocation in 2024 budget. Supreme Court of the Philippines declares anti-terror law constitutional. Government intensifies campaign against illegal mining in Mindanao. Philippine Navy boosts patrols in West Philippine Sea despite rising tensions. PhilHealth data breach sparks calls for accountability and cybersecurity reform. Good evening, I'm Abalos and this is the Pilipinas Update, bringing you the weekend news from the Philippines. The Philippine inflation rate surged to 6.5% in August 2024, driven by rising global oil prices and escalating costs of essential goods and services. The sharp increase makes a significant uptick from previous months, putting pressure on Filipino households as fuel, transportation, and food costs climb. Economists attribute the inflation hike to the continuing instability in international oil markets, which has resulted in higher pump price across the country. The government is expected to implement targeted subsidies and to explore alternative solutions to mitigate the impact on the economy and the vulnerable communities. This inflationary pressure poses challenges for the country's economic recovery effort as consumers face reduced purchasing power and businesses struggle with the higher operational costs. The Philippine Congress is deep in discussions over proposed amendments to 1987 Constitution. Reigniting debates on charter change, proponents argues that the revisions are necessary to update economic policies, attract more foreign investments, and streamline government functions. They also emphasize that reforms are needed to make the Constitution more responsive to the country's changing socio-political landscape. However, public opposition to charter change remains strong. Critics, including civil society groups and political analysts, fear that the proposed changes could open the door for political self-interest, such as extending the terms of elected officials and undermining democratic institutions. Recent surveys indicate that a significant portion of the population remains skeptical of the motives behind the push, with many expressing concerns over the lack of transparency and potential risks to civil liberties. The proposed amendments include economic provisions to ease foreign ownership restrictions and structural changes to the government, including a possible shift to a federal system. Opponents warn that these moves could concentrate power and weaken checks and balances within the political system. As the debate heats up, demonstrations have erupted in various parts of the country, with the activists calling for greater public consultation and caution in pursuing constitutional changes. Congress is expected to face mounting pressure as it navigates the complex issue, with many urging lawmakers to prioritize transparency and public interest in their deliberation.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
FilAmTV Network, the heartbeat of Filipino-American culture in the United States. It is the only channel that brings you closer to home, celebrating the rich heritage and traditions of the Philippines. Available on free TV without any subscription and on digital platforms like Roku, Amazon Fire TV, WCE TV apps, Facebook, and YouTube. Wherever you are, whatever you do, stay connected to your Filipino heritage with FilAmTV Network. FilAmTV Network, Inc., the only Filipino-American channel always within reach.
Don't waste your money on CBD. Now hold on, don't turn the video off. If you're already taking CBD, good for you. You're on a good path, but there's a much better way. If you're thinking, should I try CBD? Let me answer a couple of questions that might help you make the decision to even try a CBD product. First of all, let's answer the question, what is CBD and where does it come from? CBD is cannabidiol. It's called a cannabinoid, and it's found naturally in many different plants. In fact, as you see here in the Cannabicae family, there's hops, sandalwood, hackberry, of course, hemp, even marijuana, but we're not talking here about marijuana. In fact, we're going to be talking about hemp. As I started to mention, CBD can be found in hemp, in rather high levels, as a matter of fact. But here's the problem. CBD is not the only cannabinoid you can find in hemp. Hemp contains over 100 different cannabinoids. In fact, in the Cannabicae family, hemp contains the highest level of cannabinoids of any plant, which is why it's the most popular source for CBD. But as I mentioned, CBD is only one of the cannabinoids that you can find in hemp. Hemp contains high levels also of CBC, CBG, and CBN. So why would we want CBC, CBD, CBG, and CBN? Well, as we look at the benefits here from CBD alone, you can see these benefits are great. I mean, who wouldn't want these benefits, right? But let's look at the benefits you can get from CBC. You see, they compound with CBD and offer yet even more. But then let's also now look at CBG. CBG has even more benefits. So naturally, anybody looking for the maximum benefit you can derive from hemp would want CBC, CBG, and CBD. But don't stop there. CBN also has fantastic benefits. So if you're looking for a great hemp product and you're contemplating trying a CBD product, don't just buy CBD. And please, don't buy that cheap gas station grocery store stuff. It's just that, cheap, and it won't benefit you at all. But if you can get a high grade, medical grade in fact, hemp product that contains CBC, CBD, CBG, and CBN, now you are unleashing the full power of your body that can only happen if you have all four of these cannabinoids in your body. If you're taking CBD, you're getting roughly 1/4 of the benefit that hemp can give you. Well, fourth is better than nothing, I suppose, but when you want 100% of all the benefits that hemp can give you, that is what happens if you take CBD with CBC, CBG, and CBN. So now you're probably asking, well, where on earth do I get all four of those? The problem now is solved. CBX4 contains high levels, not trace levels, and this is very important, contains high levels of all four of these cannabinoids, which means every benefit we listed up until now is available to you naturally in CBX4 and only in CBX4.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
Metro Manila is set to undergo significant transformation as part of the government's Build Better More initiative, an extension of the previous Build program to accelerating infrastructure development across the Philippines. The initiative focuses on upgrading urban transportation systems, improving flood control measures, and enhancing connectivity throughout the region. Key projects include the Metro Manila Subway, which aims to ease traffic congestion by providing faster public transportation, and the North-South Commuter Rail, which is expected to reduce the travel times between provinces and the capital. Additionally, flood control projects are planned to mitigate the city's vulnerability to heavy rainfall and rising sea levels. The Philippine peso continued its decline, reaching 56.50 against the US dollar, its weakest level in months. The depreciation is driven by several factors, including the strengthening of the US dollar despite global economic uncertainties, rising inflation, and ongoing geopolitical tensions. Analysts attribute to the peso's weakness to increased demands for dollars as imports costs surge, putting pressure on the local currency. The peso's decline is also linked to the higher U.S. interest rates, which attracts investors toward the dollar and away from emerging markets like the Philippines. Vice President Sara Duterte has defended the inclusion of the confidential funds in her office 2024 budget, stressing their importance for ensuring national security and addressing critical concerns. Duterte, who also serves as the Secretary of Education, explained that the confidential funds are crucial for gathering intelligence, especially for initiatives related to the education and national security. Critics, including opposition lawmakers, have questioned the allocation, calling for greater transparency and accountability on its use. They argue that these funds, often shrouded in secrecy, should be subjected to stricter oversight. Despite the pushback, Duterte maintains the funds will be used appropriately and in line with the government priorities.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
FilAmTV. For FilAms, by FilAms, on Free TV. The only channel available on Free TV without any subscription, also available on digital platforms such as Roku, Amazon Fire TV, WCE-TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Wherever you are, stay connected to your roots with FilAmTV. Visit our website, www.filamtv.us.
The Supreme Court of the Philippines has upheld the constitutionality of the controversial Anti-Terrorism Act of 2020, delivering a high anticipated ruling that solidifies government's ability to combat terrorism. The decision, handed down by justices after months of deliberation, dismissed the majority of petitions challenging the law, which had been filed by various human rights groups, lawyers, and civil society organizations. The court has ruled that most provisions of the law align with the Philippine Constitution, emphasizing the need to balance national security concerns with the protection of individual rights. However, the court struck down a few specific provisions that it found overly broad, such a section allowing authorities to designate individuals or groups as terrorists without due process.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
We are the Philippines. We are land and sea. We are 7,107 islands. We are island people in a vast archipelago divided by the last ice age. We are one nation, yet a diverse people. We think in different ways. We speak in many voices. We dream in many worlds. We live many lives, all alluring, for we are naturally beautiful. We are tropical, we are warm, of heart, of greeting, of climate. We are mountainous, we are volcanic, we have volcanoes within volcanoes, and the most perfect cone. We are wet all around, we are wet underground. And when the typhoons blow, we are wet all over. Never far from a waterfall, never distant from a beach. Everywhere our soothing waters beckon. We are lush, we are fertile, we are prolific, multifarious, biologically diverse. 10 times more, so they say, than the Galapagos itself. We have the smallest primate, the smallest carabao, the smallest fish. We have the largest fruit, the largest flower, the largest raptor, the majestic Philippine eagle, and other rare finds, the dugong, the cloud rat, grass owls, civet cats that deliver a wild flavored coffee, hundreds of species of birds and insects, thousands of species of fish and shells, and there, gleaming in the center of the Sulu Sea, the Tubataha Reef, a World Heritage Site, only one of many others in these sun-kissed islands. And here we are, its people, the Filipinos. Who love to eat, who love to drink, who love to do nothing, who love to be ourselves. We sing a lot. We dance a lot. We talk a lot. We love a lot. We love a good laugh, and we do laugh a good lot. We laugh at each other, we laugh at ourselves. We celebrate life with raised glass, on bended knee, with innocence, with passion, with grace. We are 7,107 islands. Incredible, irresistible, unforgettable. Philippines.
We use headphones as a part of our everyday lives. Whether we're at work, getting exercise, meditating, in transit, studying, practicing, or relaxing.
Hi, I'm Ryan Sway, the founder of Aircom. I would like to introduce the world's first wireless airflow audio earbuds. As a festival and a concert junkie, I really enjoy the live experience of being there and feeling the music. When we started developing Airflow, our goal was to reproduce that live experience using earbuds.
The problem with traditional headphones is that the speakers are located inside of the earpiece, literally giving you centimeters before the audio hits your eardrum.
What Aircom is doing, they're the first company to actually address the fact that there needs to be a space involved associated with having the sound waves expand fully.
The difference between traditional headphones and Aircom audio is that the air tube gives you 8 times more space, allowing the sound waves to fully develop before they actually hit your eardrums. And this gives it a much more live, natural sound, just like in a recording studio.
It's real nice that someone actually addressed the physics associated with how sound comes out.
The challenge we had was to create an earbud with enough airspace for the sound to fully develop and breathe. Unfortunately, traditional earbuds are about the size of a jelly bean, and there's just not enough airspace. However, that changed when we developed Airflow Audio. Airflow uses an air tube to deliver 6 to 8 times more airspace than traditional earbuds. The end result is a true live listening experience, just like you're at a festival or a concert. We also added magnets to the back of the earpieces, so you can wear it around your neck when you're not using it.
Being that the drivers are 8 inches from the earpiece, the magnets do not affect the integrity of the sound at all.
The orange line represents the frequency transmitting through the wire to the speaker, which then converts to the blue sound wave that develops more as it travels up the air tube, producing a balanced, full body and live listening experience.
Another really cool feature is that these earbuds are sweat-proof and water-resistant because they're coated with a super hydrophobic nanotechnology. So now you can be on a skateboard or riding a motorcycle and listen to music as if you were watching a live show or actually in a recording studio.
We're coming to you for help in bringing these unparalleled earbuds to market.
The Philippine government has ramped up efforts to combat illegal mining in Mindanao, launching a series of crackdowns to halt unauthorized operations that are damaging the environment and displacing local communities. Led by Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or DENR, in coordination with the Armed Forces of the Philippines and local law enforcement. The campaign has already resulted in closure of illegal mining sites and the confiscation of heavy equipment. DENR Secretary Maria Antonio Yulo Loizaga emphasized the need to protect the region's forests, rivers, and indigenous lands from further harm. Indigenous communities long affected by illegal mining have expressed support for the government's actions. Authorities have also called for stricter enforcement of environmental laws to ensure that mining companies adhere to sustainable practices. In response to growing tensions with China over the contested West Philippine Sea, the Philippine Navy has intensified its patrol operations to safeguard the country's territorial waters. This increased presence includes additional naval vessels and air patrols aimed at monitoring and protecting key areas within the Philippines Exclusive Economic Zone, or EEZ. Vice Admiral Toribio Adasi Jr., Flag Officer in Command of the Philippine Navy, emphasized country's commitment to defending its sovereignty, particularly in light of recent incursions by Chinese ships and the installations of floating barriers near Scarborough Shoal. The move aligns with the government's diplomatic protest against China's actions and is a part of the broader effort to maintain security and stability in the region. A massive data breach at the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, or PhilHealth, has compromised the personal information of millions of Filipinos, igniting public outrage and calls for immediate accountability and cybersecurity reform. Hackers reportedly gain access to sensitive data, including members' medical records, raising concerns about the government's ability to protect vital information. In response, lawmakers and advocacy groups are demanding stricter cybersecurity measures and a full investigation into the breach. Several officials are being urged to resign over the incident, while the Department of Information and Communication Technology, or DICT, is now focusing on enhancing the country's cybersecurity infrastructure. PhilHealth has apologized to affected members and assured that the public that it is working with authorities to contain the breach and prevent further damage. However, trust in the agency's data security protocols remains shaken, with critics highlighting long-standing vulnerabilities in government systems. This breach underscores the urgent need for reforms to protect citizens' data and ensure accountability in public institutions. And that was our news for this week. For more news and updates, follow us at our social media platforms. I am Abalos, and this is the Pilipinas Update here at FilAmTV Network. Thank you and have a great weekend.
FilAmTV Network, the heartbeat of Filipino-American culture in the United States. It is the only channel that brings you closer to home, celebrating the rich heritage and traditions of the Philippines. Available on free TV without any subscription and on digital platforms like Roku, Amazon Fire TV, WCE TV apps, Facebook, and YouTube. Wherever you are, whatever you do, stay connected to your Filipino heritage with FilAmTV Network. FilAmTV Network Inc., the only Filipino-American channel always within reach.